Alright, in this video I'm going to be showing you how to design a birthday flyer using both Photoshop and Illustrator with 3 simple steps that you can use in any of your designs. The resources are in the description below so you can follow along, and also have a very special bonus for you at the end of this video. So let's get straight into the design. So right now we are in Photoshop and we are going to be I'm going to be showing you how to design this. So first of all, you're going to create a new canvas using the 1080 by 1350 size, and the resolution is 300. The RGB color is RGB color mode, and the background is white, and the rest are just like that. So you're going to create that, and the first step we're going to be using is to create the background. To create a background, you just do this. First of all, we're going to go to the folder. We're going to drag in the background. Then we're going to scale it up, okay, like so. I'm going to click on OK here, and we're going to add in camera raw filter. Going to camera raw filter, I'm going to add filters to like increase the quality of this background. So click on camera raw filter and camera raw. Then we'll go to basic. We'll just add a little bit of contrast to it. We'll add texture to it. We'll add clarity a bit. The texture is about 893. The clarity is about 12. Then we go down to detail. We add sharpness to it, about 35. Then we add a little bit of noise reduction and color reduction. Then click on OK. Then next we're going to add a little bit of Gaussian blur to this. Go to filter, go to Gaussian blur, go to blur, then go to Gaussian blur, and I'm going to increase the blurriness a bit, or we'll just keep it at 1. Then next we're going to add our gradient map. I always use a color palette for my designs, so I have already saved the color for this. So we're going to use a color palette. I'm going to use the specific colors I used. So I'm going to use this. I'm going to go to adjustments. We're going to go to gradient map. We're going to add a gradient map there. So what this does is to help to change the colors of apply our colors, the colors I want to use to the colors I want to make it to apply to our anything basically that we have on Photoshop. We want to use it to change the colors, to add our colors to the shadows, to the highlights and the midtones of anything we add in Photoshop. So I'm going to click on this here. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to add this specific color. So the first color is add this here. This represents the dark side, that is the shadows. So I'm going to add the color is hashtag 291336. Okay, I'm going to click on OK. I'm going to add another color right here. I'm going to click on this and add the colors B. The color is B 21517. And the color is also in the description, so you can just copy it. So we're going to click on this. We're going to add C66530. Then we're going to click on this. We're going to add on that color to this. I'm going to make the color is going to be D0707C. Okay, so here we have it, and we are going to change the blend mode of this to dissolve, to overlay. Yeah, I'm going to change it to overlay. Change it to overlay, and we're going to change the opacity to 70%. So the next step we're going to add our legacy titles, our legacy patterns rather. So the legacy patterns, if you don't have legacy patterns on your Photoshop, any Photoshop from let's say 2020 to 2023, you just watch this specific video that I will link in the description so that you can use your legacy patterns. Okay, so you're going to go to legacy patterns, go to your patterns here. You see your legacy patterns here, default legacy patterns. Then you're going to change the blend mode to soft light. You're going to change the blend mode to soft light, and you're going to change the opacity to 30%. Opacity to 30%. Okay. Then you're going to create what I call a vignette. You're going to create a new layer here. Click on create new layer here. Then you're going to create a vignette by clicking on Shift and F5. We're going to add the content should be 50% gray. Normal, the opacity should be 100%. Click on OK. Then you're going to change the blend mode of this to overlay, and you're going to convert this to smart objects. Okay, then I'm going to click on this layer and go to filter and camera raw filter. All right, from this we're going to add go to effects here under camera raw filter. Go to effects, then we're going to add vignetting here. We're going to make the vignetting to be -51, and we're going to click on OK. All right, so these are our vignetting. So we're going to create a layer mask to this vignette layer. Let's name this to be vignettes. Then we're going to add a layer mask to this. Then we're going to click on our brush tool, and our brush tool has two. It has black and white. So the black means to expose. We're going to expose the front of the poster here. We're going to expose the front of the poster here. So the next step we're going to do is we're going to be adding the pictures to the design. We're going to be adding pictures. We're going to be adding highlights to it. We're going to be adding shadows to it also. We're going to be adding curves, and we're going to be adding highlights to the pictures. So the next thing we're going to do, we're going to go to our folder here, and we're going to drag in our pictures. So we're going to drag in our pictures here. We're going to drag in this, and I'm going to drag in this. All right, good. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to move this here. I'm going to scale this up. I'm just going to scale this up a bit. All right. I'm going to press Ctrl J to duplicate the A. Then we're going to transform this one. I'm going to mirror this one by adding a minus sign on top of the W. Just go to mirror it. I'm going to just press Ctrl T here, and we're going to put a minus here, -2. So we're able to transform it to the other side. So we're going to click on Ctrl A here to select, or we're going to just align it to the center. We're going to click on the second layer, the copy layer. I'm going to align it to the center. Then we're going to group two of them together like this. So we're going to group two of them together to G. Then we are going to sit on that Ctrl A to select all. We're going to move them, align them to the center like that, like so, like this. Close this. I'm going to move it down. Sorry, we're going to deselect this. Then we're going to Ctrl T this. I'm going to move it down like so. All right. For the next on the list here, I'm going to bring in this one. I've already brought this in. I'm going to bring this like this. So I'm going to leave it like this. All right. All right, so I'm going to scale this a bit out. All right, I want to leave this like this. So the next thing we're going to add is I'm going to add camera raw filters to both layers. I'm going to go to this layer. I'm going to go to filter, go to camera raw filter. Just let's touch the image a bit. Now the image will have some setting, the image will pop up a bit. So we are going to add basic. Go to basic. I'm going to add contrast a bit of contrast. I'm going to add textures. I like adding textures, a lot of textures to my designs. I like going to add a bit of clarity here, but not too much texture so the design is not too black. So we're going to go to detail. We're going to go to sharpening. I'm going to sharpen this. I'm going to do color noise reduction. I'm going to add in some color noise reduction, just like so, Okay. So what we're going to do, we're going to do the same thing for the other layers now. We're going to add in some color noise here. I'm going to add in some camera raw filter. I'm going to go to camera raw filter, click on camera raw filter. I'm going to sharpen this, going to add noise reduction, add color noise reduction. I'm going to add texture to this. Texture, just add a little bit of textures. Let's zoom in so that we can see. Texture, we're going to add clarity to this, bit of clarity to make it clearer. We're going to add a bit of contrast to this. Okay. I'm going to dehaze this a bit, and I think I'm going to add a bit of highlights to the face, highlights to this. Okay, highlights. All right, I'm going to click on OK here. All right, so this is this. All right, so I'm going to hold Alt on our keyboard here. I want to drag this smart filter to our second image. That's the second image by the left, by the right rather. Okay, so we're going to add light effects to this, and our light effects are going to our light effect is in here, but I didn't add it now, so I'm just going to drag it from my folder. So I'm going to drag this in. We'll keep this on top here. We're going to keep this on top here. We're going to change the blending mode to screen. Change the blending mode to screen here. We're going to duplicate this. Duplicate this here. I'm going to add this here. Right, add this here. Okay. So basically, this is our fourth step. Now. Our fourth step is to add our lighting. This is our third step rather. So our third step is to add lighting to our images. So we're adding our lights now. So as we are doing this, we will be scaling it up here. I'm going to scale it. Let it be wide, like real wide. Let it be like real wide. Take it up here. Okay. And I think I'm going to delete this and just duplicate this rather. All right, so we're going to switch this to this other side here. Okay. So I'm going to add a bit of layer mask to this. I'm going to change this here. I'm going to blur black. Use our black, our white, or black. Remember I said when you're using your layer mask, when you add your layer mask, this is your layer mask. You're going to use your black to hide and your whites to reveal. So I'm going to just reveal some of these parts here. I'm going to go to the next one here. Just going to reveal some of the parts here so that the light will just shine on both sides. All right. So what I'm going to do next here, I'm going to add in shadows to the images down here. So I'll go to this my groom. I'll rename this one to be peaks. I'll rename this peaks here. All right. Now I'm going to go to this layer. I'm going to go to my adjustments, go to add a curve here. And like this, I'm going to create clipping mask, and I'm going to bring this one down like this, like so, like this. Okay, so what I'm going to do here is I'm going to bring this on down like this. So, and I'm going to go to my brush tool. I'll make sure this is on white, on black rather, on black, so that I can unhide I can make this place brighter. So I have the light shining on our face and the other side of our body dark. So that is my aim for this. The face will be dark, then the face will be bright, and the other side of our body dark. So I'm going to do this to the other side of her. I'm going to make our face to be bright, right, like so, and I'm going to do this like this. So that's it. That's all right. That's it. Like so. Okay. So what I'm going to do is that I notice that the hair is dark. The hat she's wearing is dark. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to add brightness to it, overall brightness to it, to the hat. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to my direct selection tool here. All right, and I'm going to click on the hat here. Click on the hat. So I'm going to select the hat, and I'm going to add hue and saturation here. Hue and saturation, and it will automatically selects the hat. You see, you can see it in the adjustment layer here. So I'm going to create, okay, I'm not going to create clipping mask. I'm going to just add brightness to this, like so. Add brightness at and leave it at 56. Okay, I'm going to do the same thing for here. Go to my direct selection to click on the hat here, and go to my hue saturation layer and increase the brightness for this, like so. Okay, so what I'm going to do next, I'm going to add curves layer to this. I'm going to add curves layer. Okay, I've already added curves layer right here. This is the curve layer. All right, I'm going to add curve layer to this layer, and I'm going to make it, I'm going to add a bit of darkness to our own layer. I'm going to add curves layer here. I'm going to clip this in, create clipping mask, add curves layer here, create clipping mask, and I'm just going to take it up like this, just right. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to go to this layer like this. I'm going to add brightness to the side of her face and her body. I'm going to just brighten the side here. I'm going to brighten the sides here. All right, brighten the sides here. I'm just going to zoom into her face here. Just going to brighten this up here, like so. All right, so what we have here is that our middle will be a bit dark, then the sides will be where the brightness is. Sorry, I made a mistake. The sides will be where the brightness is. Okay, let me just take this down a bit. I think it's okay like this. All right, okay. Then what I'm going to do next, I'm going to add in my color overlay to add the brightness to it. I'm going to go click on this layer, and I'm going to add this particular color to the layer. I'm going to create a new layer, add this color here. So what I did, I was going to just go to my new layer, create a new layer here. Then go to my colors here, and I'll click on Alt and backspace here. I'm going to clip this to the layer. I'm going to clip this here, and I'm going to change the blending mode to color dodge, and I'm going to add a mask here, layer mask. I'm going to click on Control I to invert the mask. Okay, so what I'm going to do here on this layer, I'm going to add in the highlights, here. All right, going to add in the highlights here. I'm going to do this. Just going to do this. I'm going to change the flow here to about 18 here. So I'm just going to reduce the size of the brush. I'm just going to add, using my soft round brush rather, just going to add this light here to the side of our face. Add the light here to the side of our face here, like so. We'll add the light also to here, reduce the blend. Just going to add lights here to our face. Okay, all right, we'll add the lights here, like so, and like so. All right, okay, so I'm going to do the same thing for this other layer. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to add, click on Alt F backspace to fill that layer with my foreground color, or backspace to fill that layers with my background color. That's what I did for this. Alright, I'm going to clip this to the layer. I'm going to change the color blend mode to color dodge, and I'm going to add a layer mask here. I'm going to click on Ctrl I to invert the mask. Then I'm also going to add zoom into this layer. Alright, zoom into the layer. Then I'm going to add my lights to the side of the character. Alright, I'm going to this one, add the lights here. Okay, alright, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to reduce the opacity of this. I'm just going to take this down, right? I'm going to take this, just going to go back to this layer, just add a few, add on the face. Alright, I'm going to double click on the layer. I'm going to double click on the layer here. Double click on the layer to bring out my layer styles. Then I'm going to blend if, and I'm going to drag this underlying layer here. Drag this and hold Alt and drag it apart. I'm going to go into this light side. I'm going to drag it like this. Just drag it apart like this. Okay. So we'll go back to my home layer, my up layer like this. I'm going to add, still going to add light to it. I'm not satisfied with the way the light is, and it's just going to add light like this to the face. Add brightness to the face like this, like so. Leaving the middle darker. Alright, it's going to add like this to a heart. Add like this to a heart. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to double click on this layer. I'm going to reduce the opacity of this, reduce the blending of this. I'm going to blend this, try and blend this to our skin. Alright, so is what we got here. I'm going to go to this curves layer. I'm going to boost the light up a bit. Alright, so we have this. So what we're going to do next is that we're going to be adding our gradients. We're going to be adding our text to this image. So for the meantime, let's open up Illustrator. So I'm going to go to Illustrator like this. I'm going to click it, open, and just lock this layer. I'm going to lock this layer, and so I'm going to be opening Illustrator. I'm going to add in my gradients to this. So I'm going to create a new layer like this. I'm going to click on gradients, and I'm going to change the gradient, the color of the gradient to this color. So use the color code. The color code is 4B B 171C. Click on OK here. We'll add this also here. 4B 171C. Okay, you're going to click on OK here. Going to click on OK here. I'm going to click on OK here. Then what we're going to do here, we're going to duplicate this layer, this vignette layer. I'm going to take it above the gradient layer mask like this. Okay. What I'm going to do here, I'm going to use my brush tool to like reduce the size of this. Reduce the size of this, and make sure is black like selected here. The black selected here. So I'm just going to remove some part of this. All right, I'm going to increase the flow. I'm going to increase the flow of this. All right. I'm going to increase the flow of this. This is the size of my brush. Using my brackets, keys, right, like so. All right, we're going to duplicate this, duplicate it, leave it like this, Ctrl Z. I'm just going to increase this, the darkness of this. I'm going to open my camera raw filter. All right, increase the size, the size of that, the color of that. And what I'm going to do next is I'm going to add gradient maps to these layers also. So I'm going to click, going down here, I'm going to copy this my gradient map here, and drag it under this to clip it this. And I'm going to change the opacity to about 33 to about 33, about 30. All right, so I'm going to duplicate my gradient map also. I'm going to add it to this layer on top. Okay, so I'm going to leave my gradient map like that. So the next thing I'm going to do here is I'm going to start adding my text. Okay, so my text is, the text I use is Augusta. So I'm going to create new. Augusta, so I'm going to create a new thing in Illustrator, and I'm going to use pixels. So the pixel size is 1080 by 1350. Okay, I'm going to make it RGB color. I'm going to click on create. Okay, so after opening Illustrator, I'm going to use my text tool. I'm going to click on my text tool here. I'm going to type happy birthday. All right, I think that didn't show. Let me just increase the size to about 70 something. I will hold Shift and Alt. I want to drag this out. Okay, so I'm going to click on this text tool again. I'm going to type birthday here. Birthday. Okay, then I'm going to select all. I'm going to change the text. Birthday. I'm going to change the text to the font, the Augusta. I'm going to change this to centralize this. Okay, and I'm going to reduce the leading. To reduce the leading of this like so. Then what I'm going to do, I'm going to centralize this. I'm going to align this to the center. Click on align and centralize it like this. Okay, what I'm going to do, I'm going to duplicate this and duplicate this again. So what I'm going to do, I'm going to leave this like so, like this. I'm going to select this tool. So I'm going to select this tool like this. So I'm going to blending options. Going to click on specify distance, and the distance is going to be 1 pixels. And I'm going to go to objects, blend, and I'm going to click on make. So it automatically makes this kind of a step like something like that. Makes it like a step like something like that. So I'm going to add colors to this, and the colors I'm going to add, I'm going to pick this color from address here. I'm going to pick the color from address here. So I'm going to pick the color from address here, pick it here. I'm just going to copy this, copy, and take it to Photoshop, to Illustrator rather. I'm going to add this, Ctrl V, and paste it here. Okay, make it a bit darker. Okay, then this color, I'm going to paste it here. All right, so we're just going to carry this and keep it here. All right, so I've successfully created this stretched out text here. So it's very simple to do. So we're going to select this layer and want to drag it into Photoshop. We'll drag into Photoshop. I'm going to reduce the size like so. I think it's okay like this. Then click on OK. Then we're going to take this below the images here. I'm going to just take it below our images here. I'll take it below our images here. All right, and here we have this below our images here. Here we have this. Then we are going to add our pictures. We're going to add our clouds, add our balloons, add our beds. I'm going to drag in our beds here. I'm going to drag in our beds here. I'm going to drag it in. All right, I'm going to scale this down a bit like so. Just going to add it on top here. Then I'm going to change, going to add color overlay to this color overlay. I'm going to make it to be this dark color of the gradient like this. Okay, all right, so what I'm going to do next, I'm going to bring in our clouds here, our clouds from here. I have cloud 1 and cloud 2. This cloud, I'm going to bring it in here. I'm going to take it under the pictures here. All right, take it under the pictures here. Ctrl T. I'm going to move it to the side here. Okay, all right, the next thing I'm going to do here, I'm going to bring in the second cloud here. This one's got to be on top. I'm going to change it like this, reduce the size like this. So then change the blender mode to screen. Right, I'm going to click on this and duplicate this like so. Take it to the left side and just about zoom it a bit like so, like this. All right, I'm going to click on OK. All right, the next thing we're going to do here is going to add in our other text here. So the design is already settling in. I'm going to add in our text here. So we'll add in our text here. We're going to go to our text tool. I'm going to click on T, or click on T on our keyboard. I'm going to add our text here. All right, the text has already been added, and but it's very small, so I'm going to increase the size to about 72. You can see this. I'm going to change this to 0. All right, then I'm going to change the font to just do it. Name of the font, just do it regular. All right, font is in the description below. And I'm going to reduce the size to about 24. Okay, I'm going to go to my character. I'm going to click it like this. It's going to be like this. All right, and let me just make it a bit bigger. Let me just make it 25. All right, like so. And we're gonna add, I think I'll select this. We're going to add a bit of I'm going to add contrast to this. I'm going to click on this. I'm going to click on brightness and contrast. I'm going to just increase the contrast a bit, like so. Okay, I'm going to reduce the brightness of this. I'm going to take this down to about 80. Going to do the same for this. Take this down to about 80. Okay, then what we're going to do next is we're going to drag this. We're going to leave this. I'm going to duplicate this. I'm going to lock this layer here. Lock this layer here. I'm going to duplicate this again. I'm going to hide this layer. I'm going to change the text here. I'm going to change it to articulate. Articulate normal. Articulate normal, but not oblique, just normal, right? I'm going to change the size to 5. All right, and I'm going to type in, going to increase the tracking to about 1200, and I'm going to type, make it caps. I'm going to make it caps. All right, and I'm going to type in the dates, 5th, sorry, January 2024. Okay, right, I'm gonna expand this a bit like so. All right, and I'm just going to centralize this, Control A, and I'm going to click on align to the center. All right, what I'm going to do next is that I'm going to add in some rectangles like this. I'm going to drag in rectangles like this, like so. Okay, like so. All right, I'm going to duplicate this, and I'm going to add black. This, click on this dark side here. I'm going to take this down. This is down already. I'm going to just move it a bit like this. Okay. Right, in this layer now, I'm going to duplicate this here. Ctrl J. I'm going to make it smaller. I'm going to bring it here above these rectangles here. I'm going to bring this one up here and lock it there, and I'm going to change this layer, the color of this layer, to dark color here. I'm going to click on make this bold here. I think I'm going to add this boldness to this down here, to this other one. I'm going to click on this and make it bold here, like so. Then I'm going to change the name to Praise Kukuram or something like that. I think that's her real name. Yeah, that is a stage name. All right. Okay. So I'm going to leave it like so. I'm going to Ctrl J this. All right. So this is what we have here. This is what we have here. And as you can see, we are well balanced. Yeah, I forgot to add in the balloons right here. I'm going to add in the balloons here. I'm going to go to our layers, drag this balloon here, just drop it here. It's a bit huge. I'm going to change the size. Change the size here. I'm going to drag our balloon here, to drag it like this, so, and drop it here. So, all right, so like so. So that's it. What we're going to do next is, I think I'm going to shift this. I'm going to lock this bed layer. I'm going to shift it a bit here inside. Okay. So I want to duplicate this text like this. So we'll take it down below here, down below the objects. Okay. Take it down below the pics here. I'm going to scale this up. All right. I'm going to change this layer to overlay. Okay. I'm going to duplicate this. Okay, it should be overlay, not highlight. Overlay, and this is going to be overlay. Okay, then I'm just going to reduce the darkness of this face a bit. Okay, so we are right about done with this, and I'm just going to add in some of this gradient back. Just going to add in some of this gradient back. Just going to add some of this gradient back. I'm going to change this one back to, just going to remove the boldness from this. Don't need this to be bold. Okay. All right, so we have succeeded in achieving this design in Photoshop. So it's very simple. So I'm just going to kick this one down, kick this down a bit, kick this down. No, I'm just going to kick this down, kick the pics down a bit. All right, same thing with this, just going to kick them down a bit. All right. Okay. So what I'm going to do now, I'm going to go to my top layer like this, like so. I'm going to add in, going to paste, merge my visible. I'm going to click on Alt, Shift, Control, and E. I'm going to convert this onto a smart object. And I'm going to convert the filter. I'm going to camera raw filter. I'm going to go to camera raw filter like this. So, and I'm going to add in contrast to this, a little bit of contrast. I'm going to add in textures to this, not too much textures. All right, I'm going to add in clarity to this. Okay. I'm going to go to effects. I'm going to go to Vignettes a bits. Okay, let's keep it at -5. Click on OK. All right, so we are done with the video, and I want to invite you to join my WhatsApp group and my Telegram group to get access to other designers who you can link up with and also collaborate with, and you can also share ideas concerning your projects in my Telegram group. So do well to join, and also do well to subscribe to my channel. Thank you very much, and see you next time.